Take a good look at this. When the 19th National Congress revised the Constitution, she was just like when Hitler announced, "I will attack Paris." When he arrived in Paris, the French surrendered. He asked the French to sign the treaty on the train where Germany was defeated in World War I in 1918. If Germany wins, it will be equivalent to announce its death. Germany would definitely be defeated. The coalition forces were mobilized after the French were found to not be prepared. This was exactly like the CCP situation today. The US and Europe were completely unprepared when the CCP held its 18th National Congress. In the 19th National Congress, it revised its constitution. Hitler showed up and went straight to France. Xi and Wang will be in charge of the Communist Party for life. These two are exactly the same. Then Germany went on attacking the UK, and the CCP started the Belt and Road Initiative to challenge America with a new type of major power relations, multi-level management of the world, and then the 5 countries of China, Russia, and Iran joined forces. It was exactly the same as Hitler at that time. He invited Mussolini, and these guys wore military uniforms and shouted, "Hula! Hula! Hooray!" She is exactly like Mussolini. They all held large-scale ceremonies at night. After the 18th National Congress, the G20, APEC, and China-Africa Forum were exactly the same as Hitler had. Moreover, after Hitler came to power, he built a large number of highways, creating 6 million job opportunities to build highways, trains, and airports, exactly like the CCP that held large-scale banquet meetings in APEC and the G20. Most importantly, the Olympic Games were held in 1936. At the Olympics, children came over to hug him, and then Hitler posed to kiss them. Even Albert Speer, Queen's architect, had to be in front of the TV, and Goebbels, propaganda minister, had to be close to people. Even the leader of the security force has to come out to be close to people. It's exactly the same now. Since the 18th National Congress, the CCP has shown exactly the same acts as Hitler's, in form and all propaganda means, even like Hitler signing an accord on train. When Mr. Xi Jinping went to France and said, "China woke up, China, the lion, woke up," exactly the same. Then Hitler went on to attack the Soviet Union, just like China is going to attack the US now. Playing with the US on the Sino-US trade deal is exactly the same as Hitler's. Then, when was Hitler defeated? When Hitler was at his most proud, this was just like the CCP Xi and Wang government. When Hitler was fighting against the Soviet Union, the weather suddenly turned against him. Why? It rained. Hitler's troops, boots, tanks, and all heavy equipment were all stuck in the mud. Hitler sighed, put his hands behind his back, and said, "God is destroying me." He finally admitted that he was defeated. It is exactly the same as the epidemic in China today. Then, the winter snow came, and Hitler waited for the snow to stop. He didn't expect Soviet soldiers to come directly. They attacked Germany straight into Berlin. The US, Britain, and France, the coalition forces, please get out of the way, and the Soviet soldiers will attack Germany straight into Berlin. The bombing caused bloodshed all over Berlin, and in the end, Hitler celebrated his birthday on the street. At this time, many American companies, like Mercedes-Benz and Siemens, jointly built a large tank that could travel 800 kilometers and fire 100-ton shells with 100-ton damage. But it had no chance to be used, and in the end, Hitler was annihilated. Hitler was in that situation and still told those baby soldiers, "Let's keep fighting, and we still have a chance." Then, boom, he blew himself up. You can see the situation of the CCP. We are destroying the CCP from within. Our current war has reached the point where Hitler went so far as to attack Moscow. But suddenly, it rained heavily. The CCP has an epidemic sent from heaven, actually, a man-made epidemic. The situations of the CCP and that of Hitler are exactly the same.